That never gets old. It makes you dance, doesn't it? Gives you a little bounce in your step. Well, hello everybody. It is July the 13th. I am live. I'm Julie. You're watching Jules and Company TV. What a great day today. Finally got a little break in that horrible, hot, humid weather. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's surviving this phase 2. I think we're moving to phase 3 soon, but I'm sure my next guest has a lot of information about that because he's been following, I can see you back there. Anyway, so tonight I'm pretty excited because I don't know if any of you remember this, but the very first time I did this live streaming kind of sort of thing, I was approached by this guy named Mr. Burrows. And he asked me if I'd do this music online. And I did, had a blast. And so he taught me a lot and we had a lot of fun. And I figured, I think we need to just change things around a little bit. And I think that we need to have Dave Burrows as the guest. And I'm going to be the one that's going to be in the driver's seat. So I can be the bossy one and he can't back down from that. Here you are. Hey.
Sorry, I was just sharing the video.
What are you doing over there?
I was tweeting, and I was sharing the video so people know that I'm in the hot seat here tonight.
You're in the hot seat. Okay, before we get...
It's really weird for me.
It's kind of weird that you're on the right side of my screen.
Well,
okay.
Better than being on the wrong side of your screen.
This is true. I do want to just quick shout out to anyone that's watching. The internet has not been good in our area as of late. I am plugged right in, direct, hardwired, whatever you called it. But it's still, we're having some problems. We need to have a call to our internet provider and maybe have that fixed. Maybe have some suggestions, Mr. Burrow. Are we allowed to talk about that? Do we have any suggestions? Like, who the heck do you call? There's Bell and Cogeco.
Well, I'm with Bell Fiber. I mean, one of the things about internet is video takes a lot of bandwidth. You really need fast speeds. But what most people don't realize is they think you just need a super fast download speed. It's not so much the download as the upload when you're live streaming. You need a fast upload because you're sending the video out, right? So,
well, overall,
if you can get Bell Fiber, that would be my suggestion, and I am not paid to say that.
Okay, and I'm not afraid to say this. I'm not a fan of Bell. So that is my issue. I just customer service is huge to me, and I'm kind. If I am happy about something, I call and say thank you. I'm not only calling to bitch. Oops. But anyways, unfortunately, I'm not a fan of Bell.
I know what you mean. I was with another company for a long time, but then Bell came along and they got fiber, and I need good speed for what I do, and so I said okay. And
I need to start doing some searching.
I haven't had any problems. So I mean,
well, maybe I need to go back to Bell. Oh.
At the end of the day, you just want a really good deal. That's all you really care.
True. Okay, so how long have we known each other?
Well, I just turned 51, so probably close to 30 years. And you're frozen. You're frozen. Refresh.
I'm back. How do I refresh? I'm sorry. It's really not. It's just the last few days. It's been really bad. So
just carry on. We'll get through it.
Okay, but how do you refresh? I heard you say refresh. What is that?
Well, at the top of your what are you using? Google Chrome, right?
I don't have a refresh button. Can I just F5? F5?
Well, F5 works.
Okay. See,
if you're using Google Chrome, at the top left of your address bar, there's it looks like a little circle with an arrow on the end.
Mm-mm. No, there isn't. And I don't want to share my screen because I'm afraid I'm going to mess something up.
Just carry on. We're good.
But when I learned how to do typing and stuff, we learned how to use the functions on the keyboard. So I'm not really. But anyways, okay. So 30 years. Sorry, I'm sorry I disappeared for a little minute there. Sorry about that. But you did great. So just keep talking. If that happens again, just talk. Talk about who you are, what the heck you're up to. I don't mind. Yeah, use this time to talk about you because that's what this is all about. So if I'm not here, I'm sure you can wing it on your own.
I probably could.
You'd like to talk about yourself?
Not really. I might say I do, but I really don't. I'm very grateful for a lot of things that I have. So I probably sound like I'm arrogant or me, but I'm really not. I'm grateful for the things that I have in my life, and I like to share those things. And I do come across, even my wife will say, well, David, now you should rethink how you say those things. Well, it's...
Look at who's on. Check this out. Ready? Watch this.
Uh-oh. She's
There
you go.
I was frozen in the UK too.
You are worldwide now.
I'm worldwide. This is the dude from the UK, right? Wasn't I called him the cool dude from the UK?
That's right.
Yes. Oh, and we have Barry. I think they're happy to see us back together.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, we broke up for a little while.
We broke up. We were on a break. But that's okay. Sorry, I just remembered I have to check my comments. If anyone wants to throw a question at Mr. Burrows or myself, not that we have, yeah. But go ahead. Leave comments, questions, whatever you'd like. Okay, so I am going to play something for you because since I've seen you, well, let's talk about our breakup. Since our breakup, that's actually kind of cute. We didn't break up, everybody. We weren't really a couple, so how'd you break up? Anyways, I have been...
You were just my girlfriend on Friday nights for a while.
I was your date for Friday night.
Right, there you go.
So what happened was I decided to learn a little bit more stuff after I left you. And I got onto... I really like my program that I'm using. I've got an editing program, a video editing program.
What's it called?
It's lovely. It's called Wondershare.
Oh, yeah.
And so I did some Googling to find out what would be best, and it came up, and I remember doing something with that years back when I was somewhat interested in computers still. I did a video for my mother's 70th birthday, or maybe it was 65, but it was a while. Anyway, I love it. And with that, I've been having so much fun making these little videos.
Yeah. I don't even make those for my show. I have a couple little ones, and I'm like, said to my wife, I said, I got to step up my game here because Jules is like...
well,
here with these video intros. They do look really good.
They're a lot of fun. And the thing is, I might not be very techie, but I'm creative. I like to, so I'm like, I could sit for your video, just so you know, I had to redo because I forgot to save it.
Oh.
I was not happy. Oh my God, it took me hours. I was creeping your Facebook. I got this and that, and hours. And then I went the next day to look at it, and I forgot to save it.
Oh, well, let's see the new one.
Let's see the new one. So the new one's here. Here we go. And I love this one. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
What the? was a lot of fun. I really had a lot of fun doing that.
I could
did.
tell.
I did.
Karaoke king. I haven't been called out.
Okay, are your videos replacing the painted stones? Oh! Speaking of painted stones, what have we got there? Let's see. Oh, it has been regifted to its rightful owner.
Finally got delivered. I need to find a place for it here, so I think maybe I don't know. I don't know why.
It doesn't sit very well. It's kind of rocky and yeah, it kind of. Yeah, try it again. Ready? Oh, I thought for sure it was going to stop. I had made some for Rick and his wife. Oh.
Not gonna. It's not gonna.
You know what he did? He actually took oh yes. What is that all about? Did you open them up and see?
I haven't opened this up yet, but this was a gift you gave me.
I
That somebody
regifted
gave
it
you,
to.
and you had no use for it, so you
I
gave it.
regifted a gift that was regifted
So
to me.
I haven't opened, but it's dad jokes, but it's 18 and older dad jokes. So
Okay. Well, I figured because you always have those cheesy dad jokes on the internet.
yeah, I have. Well, my daughter gave me a calendar, so I have a dad joke for every day. So then when Stephen and I do our show on Monday, I have a dad joke segment, and sometimes I post them on Facebook. I don't know if we'll be able to post these on Facebook.
I don't know. You have to open it up and see. I think there's some blank ones so you can make your own. Oh, thank you, Barry. Barry said he loved my video. Thanks a lot, Barry. And I've been loving your pictures, by the way. He does some, oh my God, he does some great shots. It's not about,
I like this kind of stuff. Like I get gifts. People give me stuff a lot, and when I get gifts like this, it really means a lot to me. So,
well, I'm glad.
Never go anywhere.
It's a little gift of COVID, a little
There you go.
reminder of this COVID times that we were in. Actually, speaking of COVID times, I am going to take this minute to do something completely impromptu. All right? Just going to grab something. There's a lovely lady by the name of Paula Loxton.
Oh yeah.
I think she's, forgive me, Paula and the Cornhuskers? Yeah? Okay. She paints. She's amazing. So I picked up one of her paintings. I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I saw it. I was so.
I'm gonna
I'm
show
like, I want that.
I'm getting it framed, so it's still over in the package because I got to bring it to the framer. But just one second.
Yeah, I want that.
Isn't that beautiful?
Totally. Wonder if she'll make me another one.
I absolutely love it. I
Wonder
absolutely
if she'll
love
make
it.
me another one.
She actually does, she had like 3 or 4 of them when I went over. She's like, okay, which one would you like? And I looked at this one and I said, this is the original, isn't it? And she said, it is. I said, that's the one. That's the first one. So that's the one I took. And as silly as this sounds, I said to her, I said, Paula.
Oh, we're losing her again. You need to call Bell. Refresh. F5. Take yourself out, come back. I don't know. You're frozen. Probably frozen in the UK again. Oh, I see. This is really weird for me because I can't, I have no control. There, she's back. Oh, no sound. Can't hear you. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute. There we go. Can we hear you now? Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Now, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Right. Yes.
I hear you.
Yep. I can hear you now.
Kidding me.
Carry on.
Hang on.
No, it's
I
good.
unplugged my internet and restarted it.
Okay.
Shite.
We're good.
Yes, this is not acceptable. We are going to be having a very top. We can't hear you. They can't hear me either. Okay.
You can hear me.
All right. There we go. All right. So I'm hoping that that's the last of the technical difficulty. Jamie's on the front porch and he's frozen. Well, he's probably why we're frozen.
He should be disconnecting himself from your
Yes. Look at this. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, it's his fault.
He can hear me now. Okay, carry on. Well, Karen's out there. She's laughing because she says it's weird seeing me get interviewed.
Okay,
it's weird me being interviewed. I've only done it a few times, and it's always awkward. I don't know why.
I think I'm good now. Okay. Talk about interviewing.
What's that?
Talk about interviewing for a second. How long have you been doing this for? How long have you been at?
Well, I was a karaoke host for years, right? That was my major, and a DJ for weddings and stuff. I did that for 20 years full time, and then I did a little part time. Got in the bar business for a while. That didn't work out. Life changed, and then the show, it will be 9 years in November that I started the show.
The show, that's okay.
So my show, the show with David Burrows.
This thing?
No, that's my live streaming company. But the show with David Burrows that I do every Monday.
Okay.
Will be nine years in November. And then I have my live streaming company, which is the Video Show Network. So I live stream of sporting events. I live streamed a funeral visitation the other day. I'm live streaming weddings. Anything you want live streamed, give me a call. And I'll have that company about 10 years.
Very good.
Yeah, when nobody even knew what live streaming was, I was live streaming. So, and then now I kind of laugh because everybody's live streaming and they're all realizing, I got a live stream. I got to go live. I got to be, and I'm going, what a great idea.
Well, that's because you jumped on when nobody was really even now this is the only option.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate part. A lot of people are learning because they have no choice. But I do think that
we can do when we're forced into a corner, like even myself as someone who does this and has for years, I kind of had to, like a lot of people, I lost business. I had events that I was hired to do were all canceled. So like a lot of people, I lost income. But instead of sitting around doing nothing, I just had to adapt my business, right? So, I was like teaching at the college at the time that it happened, and I teach live streaming at the college. So I live streamed my live streaming class. It was in my wheelhouse. I've done a lot of different things. But yeah, the show will be 9 years in November. Today was actually episode 454.
I missed 420. Which one was 420? Sorry.
No idea.
I'm going to have to Google and check. Okay, but 459.
It won't be the way you're thinking.
That's okay. Still be funny.
Today was 454. I've done a show every week for 454 weeks. I've never missed a week.
Okay, so talk about your show. You were listening to Doug Ford today. I did not hear the story. Are we going to stage 3? Phase 3?
Oh, well, that wasn't on the show. That was just a broadcast. So I rebroadcast. I've made arrangements with.
So that's different than what you're talking about the show.
Right.
Okay, I did not know that. I'm sorry. I thought he was coming. I thought you did your show and then included those sorts of elements in those shows.
I do my weekly show every Monday from 3:30 to 4:30. I interview local guests. But then as part of my live streaming business, I simulcast, I rebroadcast the Premier of Ontario every day at 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
That's the other part of what I do. But he wasn't on my show. He might be at some point, but he's kind of busy right now. But so that being said, they're talking about going into stage 3. Lambton County is not going to be a part of stage 3 at this point, as I'm really not surprised to hear that. They want to make sure after we didn't go into stage 2 right away, they want to make sure we're on track. I think Windsor's not included. There's a few that are not included. But it tells me that we're on track. And my prediction will be a week after, maybe 2 weeks after the rest of the Ontario's in stage 3, that we will be as well. And they're going to be allowing 50 people indoors, 100 people outdoors, social distancing still practiced. Things like bars and restaurants will be allowed. One thing that I thought, I'm actually pretty proud of this. If you go to the Ontario Newsroom website, one of the things listed on there that will not be allowed is private karaoke rooms. Who ever thought that anybody would have been concerned about a karaoke room? Which means, I don't know this yet, but like Jennifer and I do karaoke at the local pool hall, Rack and Roll. It's been closed every Sunday, which means that they could probably and I haven't talked to Rack and Roll, so don't take this, but they could probably reopen and we could have karaoke again. So there you go. But yeah, so there's limitations right now, but I think we're a lot closer to coming out of this than people thought we would be. Like, life's never going to be the same, in my opinion, but we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
I concur, sir. So just want to give a shout out to a couple of people here.
Sure, yeah.
Hi, sir. We got Barry. Barry said something about having an interview, our first live interview with David. What is that? Tell me about that.
So I had Barry and his wife Deborah on my show there. It was a while ago now. It was before Christmas. It was a while ago. Should have you back. And they have a publishing company. I actually have a book. Can I?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Wasn't prepared. There it is. So they write these Lizzie books. This is Lizzie Learns to Love Herself.
Oh, I've heard of that book.
Yeah. So if you go to, I think it's matlockspublishing.ca. Barry, type it in the comments. It's not my show, but do it anyway.
Oh, there. No, this is good because now I'm learning. Barry, type it in the comments and I'll stick it on the screen.
So that they were on. I interviewed them.
I remember this.
Published their books and yeah, so it's fantastic. So they gave me a copy. I keep everything that. So like I was telling you earlier, people give me stuff and I really appreciate it and I hold it close to my heart. So that's
nice. That's nice. Mr. Burrows. Jamie wants to know who was your favorite guest on your show. God.
Well, that's a tough one. But I could tell you a bunch. I'll tell you a bunch of different stories if you want them. But there's one. That's really a tough one for me to talk about and get through. But Ron Furman was his name, and he was a road manager for Leonard Skinner.
Oh, okay.
He was actually on the plane crash of Leonard Skinner, one of the survivors, and he wrote a book about it. And interestingly enough, it's not all about.
Oh no, he froze.
He goes, "Oh, I'm right here." Can everybody still hear me?
Yes. See, maybe it's your connection too. If
No,
you're freezing up.
it's definitely not my connection. Unmute. You're muted again.
I said,
Okay.
whatever.
It's definitely not. My computer, my internet, no problem.
I do apologize. I'm very discouraged. It's upsetting me. It is because
listen,
this is just as of late.
All the years, even today when I did my show, I had an issue. It happens all the time with live streaming, so don't sweat it. All you do is keep moving.
Okay, so
Ron Furman.
Back to Ron Furman. Yes.
Yeah, so he was a road. Anyway, so he wrote a book, and each chapter he starts off a little piece of what was happening on the plane as they were going down, and then I think Jamie and them are telling you that I'm not freezing. It's maybe just that you're in. So anyway, we'll carry on. But he was an incredible man, and I was so honored to get to know him. Even after the interview, he spent another 40 minutes. This was all done via Skype. Before you could record Skype, I had to do all these different things to make it work. And he died a year to the day that I did the interview.
Wow.
Leukemia cancer. And he had just, the day that we did the interview, I believe he had just found out, or maybe the day before, that he had this. Hadn't told anybody. I was the last interview that he ever did. You can still find it on YouTube. And he was just I don't even know how to describe. Well, aside from being a genuine soul, he was just kind. We got to know each other a little bit over time, like after the interview, and when the news, yeah, he's a guy that I miss, and but he was just a great interview. What he's the one that really when I get asked that question, that's the first one that pops into my head every time. He's great. I miss him, but I've done a lot of really cool interviews. Like David Wilcox, another great interview. I've interviewed him probably 3 or 4 times, and he's quite a story. His first professional gig was at Carnegie Hall, and he played with a folk group called the Great Speckled Bird. Yeah,
Great Speckled Bird. Great, gray or great?
Great. Yeah, and he was great.
I'm gonna write that down. Speckled.
I interviewed Stephen Page from the Bare Naked Ladies. Came to Sarnia for Canada Day one year. I interviewed him. I don't know. I've never really. That's a tough one because I could go on.
Do you have a journal? Do you keep a journal of your interviews with these folks?
No, I haven't. I do have a journal. It's all on YouTube. Every video I've ever done is right there.
Well, I guess, but
I know.
Sometimes it's nice.
Speaking of journals, though, I do have a journal now because I've always
to write things down, and your kids can look someday.
Well, I've always said you should write things down. My father always and still tries to. He always had little black books that he carried in his pocket, and he would write little stuff in there, and we used to laugh at him. He saved every book that he has, so we'll get to read those someday. But my daughter, this year for Father's Day, gave me a book and gave herself a book, and we made the deal that we would write in it every day, every other day, whatever. And at the end of the year, we're going to trade books.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I really had a great time doing interviews. Like when I first started the show, like I have a lot of contacts around the planet, so I was interviewing bands from like Argentina and Australia and all over. And so it was a music show and then a community show. Now it's all about Sarnia Lambton. That's going to change again. But so in the beginning stages, there were interviews with Brian Vollmer from Helix, lead singer of Helix. I interviewed him. He was one of my first interviews, actually. Went down to London, Ontario, where he lived at the time. I don't live there now. And it was definitely a rock star's house. He had the big iron gates and everything, and he took us downstairs and we had the rock fame down there, and he had stuff from Gene Simmons, and they had the first Helix out. Like it was definitely a rock star's house. And I've kept in touch with him, and you want to call him up? Let's call him up. Let's see what he's doing right now.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, no. Okay, so Mr. Burrows, yeah. I want you to know one of the things that I've really enjoyed about doing these little videos these little broadcasts is the diving into the person. So when they say it's on the internet, it's on there forever, or the web. Yeah. Well, I creeped you. Okay. It was a lot of fun. I was like, oh my God, I remember back then. And then I saw your wedding you live streamed your wedding. I saw that. I was like, I really checked out. Well, cause I wanted to just kind of get a feel for who you were. Okay. I mean, I know who you are. I know you from back way in the day. But when you kind of watch this stuff and look around and see what people post, and so I did have a couple favorite pictures. All right. I do want to, but one of the things that is so I could talk all day, all night with you about your live streaming, about your all these wonderful shows you do, all of these wonderful people you've talked to, but we all know that stuff, right? We all talk about that's who you are. We know that. So, but I want to talk about things that I really, really, really was just amazingly touched when I saw, because I have a heart for old folks. And I saw this. So tell me about this picture. What is this?
Yeah, that's my dad. That's my father, Ross Burrows.
Okay.
And, that was last year at the IG Wealth Management Walk for Alzheimer's. So my father, he's 82 now, but he suffers from Alzheimer's. He's so the lady in the glasses there, that's my beautiful wife Jennifer.
I recognize her. And then
and the other beautiful lady, who's my best friend after Jennifer, is my sister Catherine.
That's your sister?
That is my sister. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
My older sister.
I don't know if she's going to like that you said that. Just
It's
saying.
an inside joke between her and I.
Is she older? Is she older or is she younger?
She's older.
Oh, is she? Okay. So
Yeah.
you just had a birthday.
Yeah.
And you did a fundraiser. Okay, so that's new. What is that all about? You can do fundraising for your birthday on Facebook?
Oh, right. So that was, so my birthday's Canada Day. So I just turned 51. And on Facebook, you can, for David's birthday, please donate. So I did it for the Alzheimer's Society. So we had a virtual walk for the Alzheimer's Society here. They actually asked me, and I was very honored I was the ambassador for the walk this year. And they actually asked me before the pandemic showed up. And so I'm told I'll be ambassador again so I can do it for real next time. But anyway,
Nice.
I put that out there, and I put a goal of $500 out there. I think it raised $400, but I have somebody else who's actually donating $100 cash. So we hit the $500 mark. So I just, birthdays are wonderful. I've done a lot of partying in my day, drank a lot of beer and Zambuca and had good times. I won't deny any of that. Probably had too much at times. If you really want to get inside the head of David Burrows, I finally found myself in a position where I had to make some hard decisions in my life and decided what am I going to do next, because I got hit pretty hard. And then I've always loved this community. I've never left Sarnia. I went away for one summer, but she left me and I came back. But anyway.
Aren't you glad she left you? And you came
Absolutely.
back? There you go.
Well, I've just always loved where I live, and I found myself, I grew a lot of relationships over the years of DJing and karaoke, a lot of great relationships. And I just wanted to find a way to do something that I love and give back. And through the show, through the people I'd met, I just like to live my life like that. And sometimes I come across arrogant or blunt, and I probably say more than I should. But I really don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. I just believe in accountability and being straightforward and all that stuff, I guess. But that's a whole other. But I just love this community. I believe in the greatness in this community, and I'm going to repeat myself as I often do. I believe in the greatness in this community. I believe in the great people in this community, and I believe we all need to seek out. And I challenge everyone to seek out the greatness in each other, including the ones you don't like. That's the tough part, including the ones you don't like. And I just found a way. My voice has been my tool for 30 years. I've been an MC. I've been I sang karaoke all those years. You might not consider it professional, but that was my career. And I sang for Prime Minister Kim Campbell when she came to Sarnia. I've sang for some big crowds, and I don't say that to impress. I say that to impress upon that I've been so fortunate and grateful to do what I love, and I was having good times. And then when I needed to make the decision to do the show, it was time to start giving more and more back into my community. And I've met some even more wonderful people. And the stories. I've been impacted by so many great people, and doing the show still impacts me. And I've had my days where I've screw this crap. I'm not doing it. Nobody cares. Nobody's watching. I've cried about it. I've gotten upset about it. I've kicked over the can or whatever. And then my wife, God love her so much, when she says, "Okay, so you done now?" And then I get up the next day and I do the show again, or I do something it's just. I'm so grateful to be able to do what I love.
I have a huge appreciation for what you do now that I've learned a little bit. Okay, I've got like,
A little more than pressing the go live button, but you're doing great, by the way. I'm really proud of you, I have to say. Because
thanks.
you asked me a little bit, but then there was other stuff I'm watching. I'm like, well, why wouldn't she just ask me that? And then I thought, well, she doesn't want to bother me, or she just wants to figure it out on her own.
I didn't want to bother you.
No, you can bother me. It's okay.
Okay, everybody, all 8 of you that are watching, I'm allowed to bother him. He said so.
Right.
And it's on the internet forever. We already
Right.
talked about this.
It's not a bother. I'm busy, I'll tell you.
But I realized just how much work goes into this.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
okay, whether it's just setting up for the night, like right now, like all the equipment I have out here right now, because with talking to you, I learned what I should get. And it takes a lot of time. So I don't want to know what your tax bracket is, but I do want to throw out there.
Go for
I
it.
think that sometimes people, I don't know, people, like even with me, I'm self-employed. We are blue collar self-employed people. They want things for free. And I don't mean that
Right.
to be rude, but it's like, I'm working, you're working. So this is your livelihood. So therefore, if this is your livelihood, we need people out there to respect that when they're calling upon you for, hey, how do you do this?
That's 100%.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I have a hard time saying no. And Jennifer and I, in the beginning of all it, you have to take it back 9 years, even 10 years before I really started the show. People didn't have an appreciation for live streaming. They didn't see the value in it. They saw it as a toy. They saw it as something fun to do. And now I teach live streaming as a major part of a program at Lambton College. Just think about that for a minute. A major, in fact, and I'm going to brag here a little bit, the Esports and Entrepreneurship program at Lambton College is the first in all of Canada. I was hired to design the live streaming class that I teach. I designed that.
Good for you.
They paid me to design it, and now they pay me to teach it, the first in Canada to teach live streaming at a college. Now, again, I only say that to show the value in it. And people somewhere, like the Sarnia Sting, for 5 years I've been a part of them, they recognized very early on what I was doing in live streaming, and here was somebody taking advantage of it. So they've welcomed me, and I'm so grateful for them. And then all of a sudden, I don't call it the pandemic. I call it someday. Because you know how you say, oh, I'm going to do that thing. Oh, yeah, I'll do that someday. Oh, I'll do that someday.
We are in someday.
Someday doesn't usually show up ever. Someday showed up. And all of a sudden, everybody said, holy crap, I have to learn how to go live. Mm-hmm. And so there's, I'm hoping for me anyway, people are seeing, and they have, Big Brothers hired me. So here's an example to your question. Big Brother Sarnia Lambton, who is a nonprofit organization, hired me. They didn't say, oh, will you help us for free? Hired me to live stream a
I'm getting comfy.
show for them.
Oh.
And they raised $7,000 in about an hour, right? Captain Kid Days. So I just had Jeff Dale on today. We're going to do a virtual show.
When is that? When is Captain Kids Days?
It'll be August 1st this year.
August 1st.
I live streamed a funeral visitation. So that's
I was gonna have you live stream my wedding, but first of all, we gotta. But I think I might do it. I'll do it if I have a camera on my lapel. I'm gonna live stream right from my dress.
Sure. Really nice. Anyway, so there's that, right? And then and I get it. And musicians are ones that they get asked to play for free all the time, and they shouldn't. They should just say no. I'm sorry. Now I get benefits and stuff, but I had somebody call me the other day, and I was like, I have to say no. I'm sorry. I'm busy, and my wife made a really good point. And she's been telling me this for a while. I just started to listen recently. But she said, I feel like when you do stuff for free, people don't take you seriously enough, like it's part of your living. They just look at it like, oh, he's just having fun with this. And I do have fun with it, don't get me wrong.
But it is your livelihood.
But I have a car, I have a van, I have a house, I have just like everybody else, right? And I guess my heart's in it to the point where I have a hard time saying no, but I've had a lot of conversations over 9 years. It's gotten better, and I've gotten better of having to say, I'm really sorry. If you need me, this is what I charge. And don't be afraid to ask me. Like, go ahead and ask me.
Okay. Don't be afraid to ask them. This is how you can contact Dave Burrows right here.
I'm open to, like, right here. You can call me. I will take your call. But I might say no. But I've always I've had people say to me, like, I don't have a lot of people. I have a few friends that reach out to me, and Ryan's one of them. Ryan Worcester and I.
Yes, he said something to you here, but I didn't want to interrupt you because you were on a roll there. Right. You were on a roll. He said something about Dave loves. Okay.
Ryan is one of my greatest friends. I appreciate him so much, and it's hard to say no sometimes, but I've always said, that's where I was saying is some people say, I say, well, I didn't know about that. Why didn't you ask me? Like, to go to an event or something, just to hang out. I don't get asked to hang out a lot. I really don't. Just putting this out there, folks. But you know what? But you know what people say to me when I say, well, why wouldn't you tell me about that? Or why wouldn't you ask me? Or what they say, well, I don't want to bother you because I know you're really busy. And I respond to that by saying, who are you to decide for me what I can and can't do? And
exactly.
Please give me the opportunity to tell you no myself.
Amen.
So ask away. I might say no, but I'll probably say yes. Anyway, well, when it comes to that's your living. You should get paid for it. And I have a few that I really donate to. I'm really happy to support the Youth Transitional Housing Facility, the former ABC daycare, that my friends from Preferred Towing put about.
Okay, let's talk about that. Is that up and running?
Yes.
Is it? Okay, because I knew that we had talked about that before. So when did they officially?
So in November of last year, they officially got it open. Right
nice.
Now it's just maintaining and that sort of stuff. So them, St. Clair Child and Youth Services, I'm happy to support. The Boys Home, United Way. I have Dave Brown on once a month on the show, and and then others fall in between. But then after a while, it's like, yeah.
I understand.
Say no when your heart's in it, but you do have to say no. And lawnmower races. That's right. I live stream lawnmower races.
Yes. Well, there's a lot. Okay, so let's go on to lawnmower races. What?
Lawn tractor race, extreme lawn tractor races out in Petrolia every other Sunday. So this past Sunday, I was out at the track there, and I live stream and commentate the races. Yeah, and they're a nonprofit organized sport organization, but they pay me to be out there to make sure that it's, so people are seeing more and more of the value in it.
Lawn tractor racing. Wow.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's awesome.
Well, I want to ask you, there was something on your Facebook, for me creeping and everything, it was something about food. It was about a grilled cheese, I think. Something about grilled cheese. It looked really good.
Oh,
What is that? What is that? Tell me.
Well, our friends at Oswald's also have another, so they're open till 2, Oswald's Diner out on Plank Road, 1495 Plank Road, I think it is.
Okay, that's the...
and they also have another kitchen that just runs through Skip the Dishes, and it's called Macs and Cheeses. Okay. And so they do gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches and gourmet mac. Oh my gosh.
Well, I saw your post, and so I started to follow them, and I thought, I must. I love cheese.
You just need to do that. That's all there is to it.
So Macs and Cheeses.
Yes.
All right.
And they're family owned, locally owned, and Art and Karen and their family are wonderful people. We've become, we have a really good relationship, and that's all come through the show and meeting people and getting out there in the community. And there's community supporters as well, which I love.
Well, I see that you do a lot of things for, yes, he just said you love to eat. You saw that, didn't you? I saw your eyes go down to the comment section. I'm paying attention.
I'm used to the guy looking at the comments.
Yes, that's okay. I'm okay. Oswald's. I see you there frequently with your bike gang.
Yes, with the bike gang. They're also motorcycle enthusiasts. Yes,
Motorcycle enthusiasts.
they support motorcycle riders, etc. So back in May, I put together with some help from my friend Pam Scott and some others, and Oswald's Diner. We did or I created the Ride of Respect, we called it, and we did a motorcycle ride through Sarnia. We went by all the long-term care homes, police, fire, frontline workers, right?
Nice.
And we had 125 motorcycles show up, and we started out at Oswald's. They let us use their parking lot. So that was fantastic. And didn't pass around the hat that day. I kind of wished I had, so we didn't raise any money that day. But I have created a patch that's coming, and we'll be selling those, and money will go towards something. We haven't decided yet. And then on Canada Day, we did a Canada Day ride. And, of course, I had the virtual Canada Day parade as well. And so between that and the motorcycle ride, which, again, Oswald's allowed us, they weren't even there. She just said, here, you can do what you need to do. And we raised, between the virtual parade and the ride, $700 to which we gave to the Youth Transitional, Ohana Landing, it's called.
Nice.
And that's going to help buy one of the young girls there a laptop to help her with some, resume writing and some other online resources, etc. So
You're a good man, Mr. Burrows.
Well, I surround myself with the right people, and that's what makes me good.
That's key.
And when I say me being good, that wasn't me. I had an idea. I reached out to the right people. We all put it together. We put our hearts into it, and together we were able to come up with that.
That's right.
It wasn't me. I might have gave the push at the start, but there's other riders out there. I love my motorcycle, as you know, but there's other riders way more experienced in that type of thing than me. And then people at Oswald's who are they're very good at supporting the Sarnia Special Olympics. That's their charity place regularly, but they support it a lot. So surround yourself with the right people, and great things will happen.
It's true. I believe that, but I do think you're one of the good guys. So I was checking out your Facebook, remember? And I don't think I got the other picture, so I'm not gonna. But it was the one with you doing clay. You were doing pottery or something. It's in the video that I made.
The open bowl.
Yes, I really liked that. What like
a lot of fun. I've done that a few times.
You had it was your expression on your face. You had this very young, jovial. It was your inner child going, "This is fun," and I like that. So, what was that? Was it a fundraiser, or were you just having
open
fun?
bowl? Or sorry, empty bowls. It's called, and it's a fundraiser for the End of the Good Shepherd. And then what happens is they reach out to some known locals, and we go in. There's usually police and fire, and I think Preferred Towing was there last year. And I didn't do it this past year, but I've done it probably 3 or 4 times. And anyway, we go into the college and we make pottery bowls. How hard would it be to make a bowl?
It's not easy, is it?
No. And I've done it. And
is it as easy as it looks on Ghost? Remember on Ghost?
No, not at all.
When they were.
But that being said, every time we do that, somebody always brings in their iPhone or something and plays Unchained Melody.
That's hilarious. Okay. So, what have you got coming up? What do we have to look forward to with Dave Burrows in the near future? What have you got under? Anything you're willing to share? Anything you can tip your hands?
Just so you know, there's no time limit with me tonight. If you need to go past the hour, I'm good with that.
Oh, okay.
No rush.
We can talk as long as you want.
Yeah.
But I am curious to know, what are you up to?
Well,
because you said you were doing narrating for books.
Oh yeah, so
that's really cool.
That probably started. Well, that's been probably a year and a half in the making. So yes, I now narrate books for authors that you'll see on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books or Apple. I can't remember. That's terrible. But anyway, the big three. I've been doing that. So I do about two. I'm trying to get to about 3 books a week. It takes time, but it's 2 to 3 books a week narrating that. And that just came from everybody said, "How'd you do that? How'd you do?" A lot of sweat equity and a lot of auditions, a lot of voice auditions.
Neat.
Like a year and a half and a lot of commitments and stuff. And I didn't really tell anybody about it. I don't know why. I usually do. I believe in telling people what you want to do and stuff to put it out to the laws of the universe. But that one, I think it was timing for me.
I think some things you need to keep just, those are like little personal goals that they've been put out to the universe, but you don't need anybody. Sometimes it's better for it to be as organic as it can be without anybody getting involved or saying or blah, So, okay, look at this.
Great interview. Oh, Christian Treflin.
Yeah, Chris Treflin. Chris Treflin and his wife, Sabrina, watched us every single Friday. And they are the owners of Shine at Home. I'm going to put a plug because I can do that, yo. Okay,
Yeah,
Chris Treflin.
What's that about?
Chris Treflin and Sabrina are business owners. They own a business called Shine at Home. And they also have a heart for the elderly like you and I do. So they have and they own this business, which actually, it's an organization that assists people to stay in their homes.
Oh.
For the elderly, or I think they do, but
let's have them on my show. Can I do that? Can I invite them to be on my show?
I don't watch. I think we should have them. Yes, of course you can. I'm going to tell you this: they do driving, they do cleaning, they do respite care, they do all kinds of things. But the thing that they do best is the fact that they love these people, and because they do. It's like me. I do foot care, and I might as well say that. And people kind of chuckle and they go, "Ew, feet." Yeah, and I'm like, well, the feet are attached to these wonderful human beings that have paved our paths. Like they're the elderly. I love them. So,
I want to hear about that story.
He's pretty cool. So Chris Treflin's cool. Okay, so this one here, hang on, Mr. Morrison thinks that you look. Okay, I think he's just kissing your butt there. I'm sorry.
What do you want, Jamie? Like seriously, that's like the second or third time you said something like that.
Does it look like Patrick Swayze? And I look like Demi Moore. And I look like Demi Moore, don't I? And then your friend Ryan.
Oh, what's this? On a serious note, before me and Dave hang out, David takes his life very seriously, and hangouts don't happen until his prep is complete for his show, which shows true.
There, he's okay. And Mr. John is saying goodbye from the UK. Sir, I want to say thank you for being a good sport, and thank you so much for tuning in to watch. Thank you so much. That's very nice. That's great. How did you meet him?
Well, so Stephen Healy, who lives in the United Kingdom, and this is another segue into relationships, building relationships. When I started live streaming, then Stephen and I discovered each other about 3 years ago, and he lives in the UK, so now we're connected that way. And then I met John and a bunch of people through Stephen Healy.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing our show. So we do our show every Monday at noon Eastern.
When you say, so the guy from the UK, you and the guy from the UK do this show?
Stephen Healy, yeah.
He's in the UK as well?
That's correct.
Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that.
So that's the international show that I do every Monday at 12.
International. I want to go international, Dave.
And then,
I want to go international.
Did. John Upton was just on here.
I'm international. There you go. Sweet.
But yeah, so I've been doing that for about 3 years, and then so that's how I met John, and stuff like that too. So.
So you are going to get in touch with Chris Treflin. I'll help you with that contact information
send me a
later.
message.
I will, for sure.
Send me a message, Christian, no problem.
Yeah, Chris. He goes by Chris. You could call him Christian, but he goes by Chris. Chris and Sabrina. Okay, so back to your narrating of books. Are they naughty books?
No, they're not like 50 Shades of Grey or anything like that.
Okay, what kind of books?
I could. I've been asked, but it's not.
Everyone was asked. I'm sure everyone was curious. I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, no, you should believe it. Interestingly enough, I just auditioned. It's been about a week and a half ago now, I guess. I auditioned for 2 bad dad joke books. So I'm really hoping that I get those actually because just because I do that dad joke thing. So
I know.
I typically
And they're bad. Sometimes I laugh.
I know.
But they do make me giggle.
That's all it has to do. The ones that I typically audition for are motivational, personal development, how-to books, that kind of thing. Because that's my favorite thing. Because I do not as much as I'd like to. Obviously, not right now. I was starting to, and then the pandemic showed up. But I do some public motivational speaking. I've done that, and I'm going to put a little bit more of a push on for that, and hopefully travel outside of Sarnia to do some of that as well. So
you're growing. Doesn't it feel great? You gotta grow right till the day you die.
These are things I've wanted to do like for 20 years, right? So these are things I've written down that I've said, okay, but I also believe timing's everything. And now I get to that point. And, I got into the sports world a little bit. I did some announcing for the Sting to fill in for Jonathan Millett. But I do my broadcasting pre-game. I don't broadcast a game, but I do like a sports show with my friend Jay Peckham, and Danny Cocciamilio joins me.
I think I should. I think I want to be on there once. Is that bad? Do I have to arm wrestle the boys?
Jay Peckham.
Jay Peckham. Okay, before I forget, John Upton is frozen. Sorry, I'm sorry. He's just said that he's blabbing for Britain.
Oh yeah, Blabbing for Britain was where John and Stephen originally met, and that's where I knew them from originally. And then Blab, an online platform that shut down.
And then he said, "Bye for now, for real." So bye. Go to bed, John. Go to bed. We'll see you another time. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, good.
So you're doing the narrating of the books.
So I did that, and then the sports thing. Oh, I was doing some sports commentating. I was commentating women's basketball at the college for their live stream, and that's something that my voice is my tool, right? So there's a lot of different things I can do. You can narrate books. You can, somebody said, "Oh, why don't you get into like stories and mysteries and romances?" And I don't want to do multiple voices.
Your daughter wrote a book, didn't she? Someone wrote a book? No?
I believe my daughter is writing a book, and I said, "Please have your dad narrate that for her." She's like, "No, there's probably just be weird if my dad said out loud."
Yeah, that'd be really weird. Weird, especially
And she's wonderful. We're
good for her, though. Good for her. So
she's very creative. She's an artist. Actually,
I know a really good publisher. Hang on. I know a really good publisher. Here, look. Oh, okay, Barry, I'll be right. That's really nice. Did she paint that?
Well, my daughter painted that. Yeah. There you go. That's her thing there. She did that. And then if you look, I don't know if you can, yeah. So this one here, she painted that when she was like, man, if she was 9 years old when she did that, maybe. So
I love them. She's talented.
Oh, very, very. So I got to get a frame for this one. She gave me that for Father's Day, and it's got to find a spot up here somewhere.
Let's see here. Okay, so back to I know a really good publisher for her book. Okay. Ba-ding.
Sure. There you go.
Barry Loxton takes awesome pictures.
I don't know if that's the kind of book that they're looking to publish, but.
Oh God.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, so other than your books, what else have you got going on? Anything exciting?
Anything exciting that I can tell you?
Only okay. So we got stuff.
Well, it's just
keep it close to your chest. You got to do it.
Like in talks with the Sarnia Sting, right? And be back there again. Just what that looks like at this point is what we're figuring out.
Oh yeah.
So I would expect probably some more virtual type stuff happening, more than what I already do at the Sarnia Sting, but we'll see about that. So there's always that. I'll be teaching at the college again in the fall, but we won't start in September. So I teach a college level course once a year, so every January, so I get the first year students. But then there's also a high school, what they call a dual credit course, which is the same course, but high school students come to the college and take it. So I'll be starting that again in October instead of September. Ham radio. I'm a ham radio.
Yes, that's what. I think I know Ryan.
Oh, you probably do. So yeah, I'm a ham radio operator. I got my ham.
Oh my God, you're a nerd.
People go, oh, CB radio, and I go, no, it's not CB radio. It's amateur radio. It's a hobby that you actually have to study, take a test on electronics. I got my license when I was like 21.
You have a license for a ham radio?
Yes, not a CB radio.
What kind of things do you do on this ham radio?
Well, there's.
Do you do is it Morse code or do you talk in it?
Oh, there's some Morse code. You can talk.
What's the purpose of a ham radio?
That's a hobby. It's electronics. You don't just turn it on and talk. It's about building radios. It's about talking. I mean, this is a radio that just talks locally, right? But then there's other radios like HF rigs that big antennas on the house and whatever.
I've seen lots of cars with big. Do people drive around in their cars with those giant antennas on there? Is that for ham radio?
Some, yeah. Some of it would be, yeah. People often confuse it with CB radio, like Breaker 19. It is not that at all. It's a much higher level than that. Anybody can go to the store and buy a CB radio. You can't even buy this radio if you don't have a ham radio license. Like this. See, there's my ham radio license that I had to study for. Morse code and basic honors. My VA3 DBU is my call.
I would love Morse code's fun. The kids moving forward.
I can tell you how to do it now.
Well,
Morse code.
Okay, so Ryan, I do remember. Yes, we met on Boulevard Patio. You were having beverages with broccoli. That's my nephew, and I had really short hair. I know it was short for like 20 years, but anyways, yes, I remember. But that's not his picture, is it?
Yes, it is.
Did he
probably didn't have a beard.
You didn't have a beard.
No.
There, that's it.
Ryan's been Jamaican.
Yes. Okay, that's why. Because I was looking at the picture, going, that doesn't look like that's not the Ryan that I recognize. Okay, so ham radio.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but you know what? I don't understand all this Twitch and all that stuff either. So let's talk about that for a second because I know you could talk for hours, but I could talk for hours too. But I think I'm going to. Let's see this. Look at this. Okay, so you are on all these things. You're on this thing called Twitch, which is about.
So Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, which was originally designed for live streaming video games, so people broadcast their video games. But now it's the doors wide open. I haven't been on there in a while. That's something that's coming up that I'll be broadcasting more there, and it'll be different than the show. It'll be more laid back, like.
So do you find that every what do you call those platforms? Are they just for different target groups, different? Why are there so many? I don't understand why there's so many.
Well, different demographics, and never mind the demographic, like age group, but we all have different personalities, and we all have different interests. And, it used to be like, you were going to, go to school, be a doctor, lawyer, whatever. Or if you lived in Sarnia, you worked in the plants or something like that. But we all have these passions and hobbies that can become a career now with online broadcasting. Like, you can make money doing what you're doing a show, right? And it's a live streaming world. And
all of those are like Twitch is live streaming, Instagram. I'm trying to figure out YouTube right now. So everyone who's watching, all 5 of you, and maybe those watching the rerun, I am getting hip with the YouTube, yo. Okay. I'm getting hip with the YouTube. I actually ended up becoming a subscriber. I paid to be a premium person. I don't know what benefits I have, but I just know that I hate ads. I hate tech. I shouldn't say hate technology.
Well, that's why. If you don't want the ads, you pay. Frozen again. Let it go, let it go. Please come back, Julie. Let it go. Frozen, let it go. Does that make sense? There she is.
You were gone too. but I think it's my internet. I'm sorry. Anyways, it is my internet. And I got Bell Fiber. Jeez, really? Oh, okay. Back to YouTube.
Yeah.
I finally decided to dabble in YouTube. So
Good.
I don't like ads and things because I simply don't like things that complicate something that I already find very complicated. So some people may not find this complicated. I find technology incredibly complicated. It outgrew me a long time ago. Well, that's just because, thank you, but that's because I'm creative and I'm having fun with the creative piece, right? Does that make sense?
That's all you need to do.
So I'm learning. So I've decided to start with my video editing program. I've been taking, because Rick and I have been playing tunes every once in a while, and it's so much fun. I love it. I love it. I've missed it. God, I've missed it. Anyway, so I've put them on, and I thought I'm going to start building a library, and I've put them in playlists. But I have no idea how to get people to watch them. I don't even think I have a subscriber. I think it's just me. I just think it's me. But anyway, so for all of you watching, come on, cut a girl break. Check out my YouTube channel.
Well, what is it? You got to tell them what it is.
Oh. This is the part we had a complicated part. Remember, I think it's just Jules C. This is what I told you. I don't know. Can you go find it for me and tell everybody?
Let me go find it.
Yeah, I really don't know. This is what I was trying to ask you earlier. Like I asked Dave earlier about this Instagram and all this stuff, and I said, "What is your handle for that?" I should have put your ham radio handle. Anyways, what's your handle for that? But I don't, and you said Dav Burrows, Dave without the E.
Yeah, there you go. He called it. Yeah, it's Jules C.
Jules C. Just Jules.
Yeah,
No, is there a space or an underscore or
We're
anything?
live right now. No, just Jules. Actually, you know what? Can I share my screen? Yeah, let me share my screen.
I'm going to create a banner. So Jules. Is there an underscore or is there an at symbol?
I'm going to show you.
Oh, okay.
So now you can bring that up.
Oh, that's clever. Okay.
Okay. And you using I use that same stay tuned thing on my Twitch channel, except it's
Oh, it's just Jules C. That's it?
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that.
But that's all you have to enter. Jules C. And that's it.
That's correct.
Okay, everyone. If you want to find me, it shouldn't be too difficult, according to Mr. Burrows. It's just Jules C. Jules space CEE.
No charge for that advice, by the way.
I'm on Instagram too. What's that? No price for that. Okay, that was free. There's no fee. Okay. I'm also on Instagram. I've been using that for my photographs and just trying to. I've also been really having fun with my group, which is what you and I had talked about. That's what you got me started on. So if you want to join my group, they have to ask. Do they? Is this funny or what? Are you having fun, Mr. Burrows, looking at me? I honestly.
She got me on here for the free advice. Now I see. No, yeah, okay.
I'm a greenhorn. Honestly, someone asked me.
The best thing you can do is just do, and just play with these things. You can't break anything. You can't hurt anything, and you just keep doing. And it, like, trust me, I didn't know everything about video editing 10 years ago when I started. Right? You just figure it out. You just go along. And look, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. I just subscribe.
Thank you. Can you share it with your friends somehow?
Absolutely, I will.
Just, I mean, it's not great. Like, just so you know, it's not. Oh, I think someone's home. Sorry for the interruption.
Right there. There's Jules and Rick Garage Jam. And yeah, you're doing great.
Thank you.
You do you. You do you.
I'm doing me. Well, you had said to me, Julie, just be yourself. And so I am. And everything I've been reading, I'm just like, you know what? I do Julie best. Can't do anything else. So if you take what you need and leave the rest, because this is what.
Don't like it? Move along.
Move along. This is as real as it's going to get. This girl is, yeah. And that some people, like you were saying earlier about how some people misinterpret your intentions because you're a little bit more clear cut. And I'm kind of the same way. So I tend to come off a little bit well, I don't want to say bitchy, but I come across sometimes people. Yeah, I mean, I do that, and it's not that. It's just I'm the kind of person who doesn't. I'm a little bit more matter of fact. I'm very empathetic. I have lots of compassion, and I have the huge heart, and I love the elderly, and I love the medically fragile, and I love most people, and the ones that I dislike, I don't care. I'm still nice to them because that's who I am.
That's right.
But
What else do you want to know? What else do you figure you think you
I don't
want to
about the internet stuff. I think that's it.
I don't know.
It hurts my head.
Okay. Well, you're trying to. We talked about ham radio. Is there anything else you think you want to know?
About no, not about that stuff. We're gonna leave that stuff. But I do want to ask you. Sorry, I honestly get a headache when we start talking about all these things. So ham radio.
What else? What else do you want to know? Like, I mean, what do you want to ask?
About you?
Yeah. Now's your chance. You might never get this again.
Did you learn that F chord?
Nope.
I think you should sing a song.
Next question.
I think you should sing a song.
Well, I don't have the words in front of me, so I probably.
You have all that technology and you are on Bell Fiber, so I'm assuming it can come up pretty quick.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, I could share a screen here, but it would not work. Why do you think I haven't done a karaoke live broadcast? What happens is there's too much delay, so it wouldn't be in sync.
Well, you can just look up the lyrics. Just look up the lyrics. You don't need the karaoke lyrics.
Next time.
I think that you should sing for me next time, or for our viewers.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Well,
Mr.
that's something we'd have to plan.
Yes, we'll have to plan that. Okay. So I want to say thank you to you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Why are you looking at me like that? Okay.
No, you're welcome.
I want to say thank you so much. You've been great. You've been helpful. You've been encouraging. And I know I said you're good people, and you go, oh, it's not just me. Okay, you know what? You're humble, and that's a good thing too. So hats off to you. Hats off to you. Okay. I'm so looking forward to some of these books that you've got coming up, and whatever little secrets you have in that little pocket of yours. Make sure you write them in your little book. Write them in your book for your daughter.
I do.
Write them in your book. Today's great idea is.
Oh, I've got a bunch of those.
And I do think I need to have you back someday. We'll have you singing. We'll do it. Oh, before you go, tell the folks about your She Shack introduction. You finally made it to the She Shack.
Yeah. Well, you invited me over because you wanted to give me my rock. That's you. Ow! See, it still works.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But I think that what you need to do is we're going to have you by, and we're going to do a jam in with Jules in my garage, and you'll have to do something with us out there.
Yeah, well, I'll just do it next time where like maybe Jennifer drops me off, and I'll bring like a few beers, and then I don't have to worry about driving home.
Or Jennifer can even stay, and she can play we can have fun, all four of us.
Sure.
Music, boom, 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 lots of music.
Yep.
Okay.
No, it'd be fun. I would enjoy that. Like again, I don't get asked to do that kind of. I don't get asked to do that kind of stuff much, quite honestly.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
I get asked. I'm like, if I'm available, I'm like, well, why don't I go do that? So.
Well, I will extend the invite to you again.
All right.
Come out to the She Shack. The She Shack's a pretty cool space. Especially once things lighten up a bit, we have some pretty good jams out there. We have fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we moved the Jeep out. We kind of sit on that side too, and so we have to make
the motorcycle at home.
Pardon me? What's that?
I'll have to leave the motorcycle at home. I'm thinking.
Leave the motorcycle at home that day. Leave the motorcycle at home. Okay, so Barry, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Ryan, thank you. No beard before. See, you don't look at all like you did. And I'm assuming I don't either because I have longer hair.
I think you look better.
Who looks better? He does with the beard?
Yeah, it's an inside joke.
Okay, go hit that rock. Hit the rock. Hit the rock. Do this.
Yeah. What rock?
Your rock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I am going to shut her down for the night. So everybody who came to tune in, thank you for listening to Dave and his nonsense over there, just going on and on about this rock and whatever. But I want to, I invite you to check him out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn. Anything else? Anything else? I just type, you know what? Type in Dave Burrows in the Google search engine.
There you go.
You'll find him.
There's
Sorry,
a Dave Burrows that is I think is a big photographer, and there was another David Burrows, and I think he's a photographer in England actually, and there's another David Burrows who was a politician, and you'll probably find David Burrows, the former NHL hockey player, as well. So,
Speaking of hockey,
not any of those.
you're not any of those. Speaking of hockey, okay, so I do want to say two things. Your birthday, July 1st. It's my daughter's birthday.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Right. You told me that before. That's cool.
And so I was like, that's neat. And as far as hockey, I've reached out to my cousin. He works for the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh,
are you a Habs fan?
I enjoy hockey.
Okay.
I don't have a team.
Well, I root for the underdog, so I do root for the Leafs.
You're going for Montreal then.
But Jamie's a Leafs fan, but of course I'm partial to Montreal just because we're French, and my cousin works for the Canadiens. So I asked him if he would come on and have a talk with me on my show one night. So he said he's got to talk to his team.
What does he do?
He is the manager of the conditioning fitness.
Oh, cool.
He's the conditioning fitness coach, Pierre Allard. Yeah. So I'm looking. That'll be my hockey video. Wouldn't that be sweet? I should message him and say, seriously, I haven't heard back. He said, I've talked to the team first. Make sure. I'm just curious to know what the hockey world's like.
You know what I'm saying? It says fortune is in the follow-up. Fortune's in the follow-up.
So I will follow up with him, and maybe we can that would be fun. Okay. So listen, I will see you on the other side, brother.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a joy. I really enjoyed it, and I'm surprised you didn't ask me any tougher questions. What
kind of tough questions do you want me to ask?
I don't know. I'm pretty good.
Okay, you know what's interesting is that you were like, you can ask me anything you want. And I'm like, oh my God, but I'm a good girl. It's got to stay on the straight and narrow. It's got to be good. I was like,
Not me in person.
when we're in the she shack and we're having a drink,
okay,
and we can chew the fat and talk about everything. But this was
right, and I like the rule in the she shack: no photos or videos. So
no photos, no videos, and no drama.
Right, you got her.
Yes, no drama. So everything that happens there is just meant to stay there because it's a fun little space to hang out.
Well, I just want to say congratulations to you on what you're doing here. I think it's great that you continue. I think the toughest thing people have is they go live and, I'm having fun with it. And then, they get back to, they're just having fun with it. And they realize it's work, like you said. And it takes work if you want to, it depends where you want to go. You want to do what I'm doing with it. It takes a lot of work, right? But you're doing it right because you're just having fun with it. And you do you, and I think it's great that you're doing it. It's great therapy for you and for the people that are watching, and I'm super proud of you for doing it. So
thank you. And actually, I do have a couple of broadcasts coming up in the near future, so I would like to put a plug out for that. So when you were saying about having one or two and people normally fade away, I did 3 in a row, and I was like, I don't want to do another one for a while. I need a little break, okay? So then I got you, but so I do have, why am I drawing a blank? I'm going to be having my friend from St. Clair Child and Youth. She's coming on. And I'm also going to be speaking to the fellow over at the Legion, the Sarnia Legion. We're having him on for a show. I want to discuss with them what's happening with the Legion, the Sarnia Legion on Front Street.
Yeah, but who from there?
I think it's Les.
Oh, Les Jones.
Yeah, I think it's Les. Yes.
Yep.
So he's going to come on. I really like him, and Jamie is a very huge supporter of the Legion. And actually, I was introduced to the Legion through him. Of course, I always thought it was where old people hung out. Let's be real. But I quickly learned that it's actually a really cool place to hang out. You don't have to be a member. You can go in. You got to be mindful. Take your hat off. It's all about respect. And have a couple drinks, listen to some music, usually the Celtic Hillbillies or whomever's there. It's a lot of fun. But what's happening is the Legion is suffering a little bit because obviously funding, right? So I think that's something that we need to talk about. So I reached
Good
out
stuff.
to them.
Well, I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah. So
Thank you
that's
so much
what's
for having me. It was a little weird at first, but once you got me talking, it's hard to get me to shut up. I don't
it was
usually,
actually kind of nice.
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he has a lot to say. Just go at it. You're very, you know what? You had a lot to say and it was all very good. I liked it. It was great. You did. You were a great guest.
Thank you very much. And thanks to everybody for watching as well.
All right.
Take
Bye,
care.
peeps. Stay safe.